Okay, this morning we're looking for mating leopards once more, but it's not the same pair as a few days ago. This pair we think is the Plock Rock female and the Maxim's male. They were seen briefly last night, but in the long grass, so it was quite hard to get an ID. Now we've just heard them again. They're on the far side of this water hole. We think further up the drainage line that feeds into it. It's a pretty thick area. Leopards like to go where they can't be seen that easily when they're mating. So we're not 100% sure if we're going to be able to get a vehicle in to find them, but let's give it a crack. We haven't heard them again, so we're just coming a little bit deeper into the block just to sit and listen once more. There's always the chance they've moved off, but they generally don't move that far when they're mating. They mate a bit, walk, lie down, mate once more. It's generally every 10 to 15 minutes or so. So we'll give it another 15-20 of listening, and then maybe check a bit further afield to see if they've moved. Okay, the rain's starting to come in. It's not going to be the most comfortable sit and wait for leopards to vocalize. You can see how thick it is back here. They could be 10 meters away and we wouldn't see them, so we need to get a very accurate idea from them vocalizing. If they don't call, then we're not going to be able to find them. So okay, never a dull moment. Unfortunately, coming into this thicket to try and find the leopards, we have knocked a steering rod off. So one wheel's turning, the other isn't, but this isn't necessarily a bad thing, although we're stuck in the rain. We can hear squirrels alarming just down the way. Very close, we're still in the same drainage line, so we think the leopards are within 100 meters of us. Not even. This must be while the car was broken down. We just went to walk to see if we could see any tracks. Now we've got back to the vehicle and squirrels are going crazy right next to it. So we think the leopards have come walking along and they're very close to where the vehicle's parked, which is just in this thicket here. Okay, we still can't see these leopards. I think they're close. Now we've got to head up, meet with the mechanics who are coming to help us with the steering rod. Maybe they spot the leopards on their way in.
Okay, man.
Cool, thanks guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that was certainly up there with one of the least successful attempts to find leopards. We had our fun for the morning and at least the rain stopped. So they are, like Timber and Emmanuel, they do an amazing job keeping the fleet running. Probably don't get the credit they deserve. I mean, sometimes when it's a full lodge, all our vehicles in use, if there's a breakdown, they have to fix it that evening, sometimes working through the night to have the vehicle ready for drive the next morning. So yeah, they're kind of the unsung heroes among many in the backline staff of Londolozi. Okay, this morning we are with the Nkuhuma Pride and they are finishing off the remains of a wildebeest. Looks like a wildebeest bull. The voca males are both with them, and as per usual they look like they've claimed the bulk of the kill for themselves. So there's been a bit of back and forth, a bit of growling between between the males and the pride, especially the young ones. The young ones come in and try sneak a bit of meat, and the males aren't having any of it, so they growl and swat them away. So we had a wonderful view of one of the Avoca males just going for a drink. And now that he's gone, the rest of the pride can move in and start claiming the scraps for themselves. But it's really just scraps now, not too much. I mean, a big pride like this, don't know if all of them are here, but a big pride like this is going to make very short work of even an adult wildebeest, so they're definitely going to finish by this evening. Although they're still going to be around. We're going to come back this afternoon because the Nkuhuma riverbed is just down the slope. That's where the male was drinking. Beautiful, beautiful open sandy beaches with a little bit of water still flowing after the rains. So if we get the whole pride there this evening, it'll be an absolutely magnificent spectacle. So I think we're going to leave them for now. Oh, there's one coming having a snip. Just seeing if there are any scraps left over. Yeah, so I think we're going to leave them for now, and we're going to come back this evening and see if they've moved down into the riverbed, which I suspect they will have. Okay, as promised, we've come back out to the site of the Nkuhuma pride wildebeest kill. They have all moved off. They're just a couple of leg bones and the skull. This is where they were feeding this morning. We can see them in the distance. They're down in the Nkuhuma riverbed. If we're lucky, if we're very lucky, money shot will be them all lining up to have a drink, but more than likely they'll drink in drips and drabs. Problem is there's some clouds coming in the west, so we're not going to get the golden light we were hoping for. But it's still a great sighting in the open sand. Let's go down and have a look. Those stalk tracks are. So we've sat with them for over an hour now, and not a lot's happened. One or two went for a drink, a little bit of movement, get up, lie down again. They're just so full of wildebeest meat. It's a nice warm afternoon, so they're probably going to be comatose for the near future. Late tonight they'll have a drink and then they'll move off, I'm sure. But for now, very little activity. But they don't even have to be doing that much. This setting we're in is just so spectacular. It's magic sitting where we are, watching the birds, some kingfishers diving into the pools in the background. And to be sitting with 15, 16 lions here. 2 Avoca males, I think they're 13, 14 in the pride. Yeah, very, very special. I think I say that a lot. We need another adjective. So quite exciting, we left the Nkuhuma pride, but we bumped into more lions just at sunset. It's the Ottawa male and one of the Nsevu females. He's quite far out of his normal territory, so he's keeping quite a low profile. He's not roaring. Like some of the Birmingham males have been roaring from over the hill, and he knows he's deep behind enemy lines, so he's not going to draw any unnecessary attention to himself. But John, we've seen him in this neck of the woods before with one of the Nsevu lionesses. I think it might have even been the same female. Oh, she's up. Hang on a second. So it probably looks a little bit lighter than it actually is. It's practically dark. We've got the ISO cranked up on the camera just to see if, just to try and get some kind of footage. Yeah, we're not going to get the spotlight out just yet. You can probably hear some impala alarm calling in the background. So they've seen the lions, but they're not alarming too frantically. You'll tend to find that impalas read a lot into the body language of a predator, and these lions aren't interested in hunting at the moment. So the impalas give the alarm because they recognize, look, there is a threat there, but if the lions were stalking and trying to encircle them, then they'd probably be a little bit more nervous, and the volume of the alarming would go up significantly. But a mating pair of lions is not interested in hunting at all. So the impalas recognize this, they just sound the alarm and then they move off. And we're going to spend a little bit more time here. It can be 15-20 minutes between mating bites. So it's more just a fascinating development that the Ottawa male's back here after a couple of months. I don't think we've seen him here for a while. And I think they'll probably be fairly close here tomorrow. We'll come and look for them again, because usually they'll spend a couple of days within a kilometre or two of where we found them. Mating pairs don't tend to move that much, unless this female decides to rejoin the pride. I don't know. Then the pride's probably about a kilometre that way. 2 kilometres. And with the Birmingham male, so the Ottawa male obviously doesn't want to come too close. But yeah, interesting developments.